and welcome back to the Realm of Inspiration. I am the Elfian Realm Communicator, and I will be channeling the elves in this video. In this video, we're going to be channeling the elves to deliver messages for the Lunar New Year. Happy Lunar New Year. Happy Lunar New Year, Year of the Water Rabbit, Lunar New Year 2023, start of Aquarius season, new moon, all of these beautiful, amazing things. And right off the bat, without even having to channel the elves, I can tell you that this Lunar New Year is bringing a lot of rebirth energy and a lot of cleansing and clearing. That is already evident based on the fact that it is a water rabbit. Water brings a lot of cleansing, it also brings a lot of emotional balance energy and stepping into more of the divine feminine frequency, where the rabbits work with clearing ley lines. And I will link to this video, a video I did a while back about rabbits and their connection to the root chakra, because there's going to be a lot with the root chakra this year. There's going to be a lot with roots in general, and I also, in that video, the rabbits are discussed and talked about and are given a little bit more clarity to their relationship to us on the positive polarity line. Another amazing thing that rabbits represent is rebirth. So, that being said, that background knowledge already being here, the elves have different ways that they want to inspire you this new year. So I'm going to start by asking which elf in particular, which ones want to come through and communicate. I'm going to assume that they're, the water elementals and the animal healers of the rabbits want to come through to discuss that. But with the Lunar New Year in general, this new phase, because we really didn't do a big New Year channeling for the year of 2023, this is kind of counting as that because the elves don't consider the new year being the solar new year. They say that the shift in energy starts today, starts on the Lunar New Year. They follow the moon cycle. So, let's see. Who wants to come through? What elf? Do we have an elder that wants to come through? The No Man Joybringer elder, of course. Oh, nope, he is changing his mind. He's like, I'm going to take a step back. We have an assistant to an elder. Okay, so way back in September, I developed a channeling communication contract with one of the newest assistants to the chief warrior elder. There is going to be a lot more. I've done stuff with this elf in the past, this divine masculine energy in the past, and I will continue to work with him in the future. Assistants to the elders are ascended elves who have completed their initial purpose and now are working to work with other elves to teach them to do different things. They're like ascended masters of the Elfian realm. They all started in the Elfian Traveler Guide domain. So I'm very interested, since he is an assistant to the Chief Warrior Elder, to the Chief Elfian Warrior, to the Warrior Domain of the Elfian realm, what he has to say. He just kind of came through and like, oh, now's my time to shine, gotta make use of that contract. So we'll have him step through first and kind of guide this channeling. Once I have safely stepped back, an assistant to the Chief Elfian Warrior, Divine Masculine Energy, the newest assistant to the Elder, is going to step forth in a few short moments. Hello, collective all. I am an assistant to the elder of the warrior domain. I was a traveler guide not too long ago, a few moon cycles ago, and I want to discuss how the warrior domain of the Elfian realm can help inspire all of you to do a lot of ley line clearing this year, and also to deliver the message that this year isn't just about cleansing. The year of the water tiger brought a lot of things to light, brought a lot of truth to light, brought a lot of cleansing in itself. So right now, in this little period between the beginning and end of this Aquarius season, is when you'll want to make sure that you've shaken off any residual anything at all in your ley lines, anything at all in your roots and your earth star chakra and the roots of your house and your ancestral lines. You want to try and shake off as much as you can before the end of Aquarius season, because once you've shaken off kind of the leftover effect of the water tiger, you can start to really feel the effect of the water rabbit, the rebirth. And also the water rabbit does, like our communicator mentioned, bring about cleansing and clearing as well. The water energy this year in relationship to ley lines is coming through to rebirth them. So the flame of truth frequency is going to be very dominantly heavy this year. Rebirth, the Phoenix realm. Don't be surprised if Phoenix energy starts making a dominant appearance this year, because they are warriors like the dragons, but they've been laying dormant. If we were to compare the dragon warriors to the Phoenix warriors, the dragon warrior energy was more dominantly heavy in the year of the tiger, just based on the simple fact that there is a similarity between dragon energy and tiger energy. Well, there's a similarity between Phoenix energy and rabbit energy. There's a different aspect of the warrior energy, a different aspect of finding truth, and a different aspect of rebirthing yourself into your true authentic self coming through in this Lunar New Year. The Phoenix energy is more dominantly tied to the divine feminine, where the dragon energy is more dominantly tied to the divine masculine. And there was a lot of things going on with the divine masculine last year. When I started my ascension journey into being an assistant to the elder of the warrior domain, I started that towards the end of the water tiger. So I was able to see the effects and then the push. Typically before the end of any year, there is a push that comes through where that energy, the most dominant energy of the year, and what that symbol, what the element symbol and what the animal symbol is there to give to the collective will come through full force towards the end of the year. And that is something I experienced when working as an ascension guide. I witnessed that as well. So know that towards the end of this year, there will be a lot more rebirth, a lot more change in structure, and a lot more emotional balance and clearing. This is the transition period into more divine feminine control, into awakening, spiritual awakening. Well, what do I mean by spiritual awakening this year? Let's look at the numerology of 2, 2, 3, 7. 7 is a master number for spiritual awakening, yes? So that is going to be coming through a lot this year. Connect to your angel numbers this year. A lot of realms of higher light and love are going to start stepping forth this year. I can see it. You know, working on the polarity line, working with the ley lines, with clearing, working with divine justice and karmic balance, we are all starting to see the warrior domain of the Elfian realm. Specifically, we are able to see that other higher realms are going to start stepping forth because people are going to start awakening more to their truth, to their psychic abilities, start awakening more to clairaudiency, clairvoyancy, indigo children starting to wake up more and see beyond the veil more. So these other realms who are waiting for their communicators, who are waiting for the right souls to help guide them back into helping the collective, those souls are going to start waking up this year, thus resulting in realms more dominantly, heavily making their appearance known to the collective all. More realms of higher light and love. There is a shift into that. The golden Christed energy, the golden Christed sun, is also very dominantly heavy this year because of the relationship of the rabbit energy and the ascended master of your realm, who is connected to the golden Christed sun. So around the time of the celebration of the ascension of the ascended master Jesus, watch that time period. This spring solstice, keep an eye on it, because it's going to be the perfect energy for you to start new things, for you to rebirth your life, to ascend to different levels. This is a very heavy time for ascension, so we do encourage you to start connecting more to your ascension guides, and we will be working more with the communicator to help you do that. And if you have any questions about that, please ask our communicator, because she can help you connect more to your ascension guides, specifically this spring season. From the spring season start in the solar March to the solar June, following the solstice solar calendar. That period is going to be prime ascension time, and prime rebirth time, and prime finding your authentic self time. So this is the kickstart. We're starting now, but there is still some things that need to be shaken off. I can't really step into speaking more into the deep symbolism of rabbits and water and how that will affect all of you and how that's related to inspiration and all of that. So I will transfer it over to a Earthian Elfian Elemental of the Water, who works with riverbeds a lot. This divine feminine energy is going to step through and communicate in more detail water and its significance this lunar year. Until we speak again, collective, I am so blessed to be able to get to communicate to all of you. Hello, I am a divine feminine elemental of the waterways. Hello, I am an elf, your eternal loving friend, here to guide you into what you need to know about water. Water's significance and inspiration is what I really want to talk about with all of you, because at the end of the day, that is what we do, yes. So I can talk about the significance of water, how water is connected to the moon, how you will all be affected more dominantly in water years because your body makeup holds a lot of water. So when the water energy is more dominant, you will feel things more. There's a lot more sensitivity awakening, a lot more awakening of the higher heart coming to you all. All of those things are coming now. The moon, you're going to want to start watching the moon more, following the moon more, being more aware of how you're feeling and then what phase of the moon it is. Start to redevelop that relationship with the lunar cycle, of course, is all necessary this year, but how can the water element inspire you to connect to your true authentic self this year? I'm going to give you that answer. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. It's not super simple, and it's also not super complicated. The best way is to start connecting with water and hearing it speak to you. I'm an elemental of the water, but there are other beings of the water. There are sprites that work in the water. There are fae that work in the water. There are dragons that work in the water. There are other realms that work in the water. Of course, the aquatic realm is the biggest realm that works in the water. And you know what's a big part of the aquatic realm is the mermaid realm and the mystical, magical realms of higher being existence. They're all there. Take time this year to go and meditate with water, to be in water, to immerse yourself in water. And I want to bring clarity to the fact that chlorine water is not water that's going to necessarily help you on a deeper spiritual level, but if it's the only water resource that you have to be able to fully immerse yourself in water for longer periods of time than, say, a cleansing shower, then it can work. But the water we're encouraging you all to connect to is more riverbeds, more streams, more water that can tell you stories. Oceans, and listen to what it has to share to you, because you might find that that spark that you've been missing is waiting in the water for you. So if you have a lake near you, if you have a river near you, go spend time walking, meditating, drawing. We encourage taking a pen and paper and just drawing whatever comes to mind, whatever inspires you, writing poetry, stepping into the creative mind this year and using water to help you get there is really going to help you understand yourself more, because the more you awaken that creative, divine, feminine, intuitive, spiritual side of you that's less structure, less logical, less go, 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 less divine masculine, the more you'll be able to understand your soul better. Because if we were able to explain this in I'm not a yin-yang Elfian, I'm not a joy bringer, but I can explain this. The divine masculine is basically like your physical body, and the divine feminine is your spiritual body, and it's time to kind of bring it back into balance, because the divine masculine physical body, that's kind of up here, is a lot more attention is being paid to it. For some people, it's finding that balance. If you have focused so much on your spiritual development that now you've neglected your physical body, bring it back to balance. And use the water to help show you what needs to be brought back to balance, because there is a lot of people who will start to neglect 100% their physical body, focus only on spiritual enlightenment. The way for you to truly experience ascension and enlightenment is if both bodies are balanced, both divine masculine, divine feminine is balanced within you. It's time to balance it. You don't want to neglect one over the other. For a lot of the light workers listening, for a lot of even our communicator, focusing so much on the spiritual body isn't going to help your ascension, because you're neglecting another body system that needs to be paid attention to. So you got to start to balance. Find that balance. Of course, you want to have a little bit more spiritual control, and that's okay. But if it's too big of a gap between, that's when you're going to start to feel kind of imposter syndrome feelings. You're going to start to feel dissociation a lot more, and you're going to struggle with focusing. So you're going to want to try and make it so if you want to have a little bit more spiritual control, it's like a tiny little sliver of a bit more, but it's not like tipping the scale. It's just a little bit higher, and that's okay. And that's what we're all trying to help you all work towards in your ascension journey, is that spiritual control is just a little bit higher than the physical reality control, just a little bit higher, but not drastically higher. So keep that in mind. And now I'll have my divine feminine friend, who is an Elfian animal healer of the rabbits, is gonna step through to talk about rabbits. Hello, I'm a divine feminine Elfian animal healer of the rabbits, to talk about rabbits, of course. Rabbits work with ley lines. Rabbits work with clearing. Rabbits work with shaking off the past and hopping into a new phase of your life. What else can I say that hasn't already been said? A lot, actually. So let's get started in talking about that, of course. When I work with the rabbits with their rhyme, rhythm, and reason, what we work a lot with them with is them completing their purpose of helping humanity clean imprints, clean ley lines, and being messengers of very important messages to humanity. Rabbits have always been a symbol of fertility and rebirth. Always. And creativity as well, and abundance. They are beacons and symbols of abundance. Massive abundance. We work with them to help deliver those messages to you. To come to you to deliver you messages about abundance. Maybe to deliver you a message that there's a ley line that needs to be cleared. An example of a way that we can help deliver messages to you to inspire you to look a little bit deeper into clearing ley lines and roots is if a rabbit comes and passes away near you and you see it. That is that rabbit telling you that there is something that needs to be let go of. There is something that needs to die. And if you have the gift of being able to witness another rabbit come and collect the group soul and kind of say goodbye and move on, if you have the gift of kind of watching the rebirth of a rabbit, that is a message in and of itself. And that kind of symbolic story is what I want to talk about. When a rabbit passes away, another rabbit will come to find the passed away rabbit and collect the rest of the group soul. So the group soul reunites, the soul is back and one, and this new rabbit now has this new zest for life, this new inspiration for life. It feels a little bit supercharged. And it goes and it lives a new life than it ever could have lived before, because it shed its old self and started anew. And a lot of times it'll be a younger rabbit will go to the older rabbit, and the older rabbit will pass away, and the younger rabbit will get a new zest and inspiration for life and go and complete its missions and ultimately its purpose. it is okay for you to let parts of yourself die and say goodbye. It's okay to do that this year and to let it go. The rabbits can help you with that. Call on the group soul. We heavily encourage you really working and understanding this group soul more in this new year, because they'll be able to help you. That's all that I'm feeling called to share with you now, collective, about this new year. I believe you've received all of the message necessary, but if you do happen upon a rabbit in this year, spend time with it, spend time listening to it, spend time learning from it, and healing with it. Because it's time to heal your root, and it's time for you to all finally feel safe and secure in your home and in your space. It's time to find your rooted home, the place that you feel most at home and most safe in, because that is something else that rabbits symbolize. Finding a home and an abundance of love. Thank you. Goodbye for now, guys. They're like, okay, we're done. Don't forget to tell them that they're saying don't forget to tell you guys to stay inspired and that they love you all, but they felt like that was a great dramatic ending to the channeling, and because it's not the end, I got other things to channel later. That was amazing. Thank you. I was getting a lot of visuals of rabbits. Have I experienced that story of witnessing a rabbit pass on? Yes. They were showing me the reliving of that. I was living in that moment while I was channeling, and then I heard her talking about the meaning of it, which was a great thing that I could kind of understand more the meaning of what that experience was. So there is so much exciting things for the phoenixes. And if actually you want to learn a little bit more about the phoenixes, I will be doing more projects with them in the future, and I did write a blog about the flame of truth that I will put the link in the description below so you can check that out. It is on my website. It is invoking the flame of truth, and I also did a whole flame of truth seeker event as well with the warrior domain that I will link that playlist at the end of this video so you can check it out and start connecting more with the warrior frequency, because even though this is a water year, the fire is very much still here. So with that, stay inspired, and I wish you all a marvelously abundant and inspired Lunar New Year.